I wonder if like Brad did this just to shut us all up, because we were begging from Nesmith to play, and he absolutely played. And again, it's probably a byproduct of as much the schedule. The 3 games in 4 days, he had to work in some people. He definitely decided, you could tell early, it's one of those games he was going quick rotations. It was like hockey changes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He brought people in, cycled them in early, but Nesmith gets in at about the 6-minute, 7-minute mark of the first quarter, plays meaningful minutes in the second. While the game was still competitive, he was at the 20-something minute mark. He actually came back in for garbage time to get him to 28. Amazingly, his plus-minus +10 was the highest on the team, though a lot of that was accumulated in that last stint. But he played it almost dead even. That being said, prior to the garbage time stretch, those were 22 of the least impactful minutes I've ever seen a human being make on the basketball court. He was literally invisible except for when he was getting called for fouls that may or may not have been fouls. That situation where Grant hurled the ball out of bounds because he thought Nesmith was going to stay and he kind of cut towards the whatever. He took every open shot that came his way, which I'm fine with. He just happened to not make any of them. And he just did generally look like a totally useless. I mean, he was running up the court and then running back down the court and then up the court and then down the court. But that's about all he did. He made next to no impact. And
guys, I'm playing basketball.
Look, yeah.
So he did more than Ozil.
And the thing is, at the end of the day,
though
I begged for him to play, and I will be among the first of many to acknowledge he absolutely did nothing and he wasn't impressive at all. I want more of these. I want to see another 20 minutes next game, and 20 minutes after that, and 20 minutes after that. I sink or swim. I want to see if he can play.
Same with Rob. Rob only got 10 minutes. I think Pritchard got 17. These guys need to be playing more, especially if we're talking about, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are so tired. They're worn out. Then play these other guys. You're going to lose anyways, and you might as well play them.
I love how Bobby will definitely count that +10 when referring to Nesmith. We're going to hear it. It was +10 last time. It went on the spreadsheet.
That +10 is because of my guy Taco, and I know no one wants to talk about him, but he continues to earn playing time in my book. He only get 5 minutes today? 5 garbage time minutes.
For who?
Taco watch. Taco should have been playing in this third quarter the way these guys were, the effort that they showed out there. Put Taco in the game.
I don't know about all that talk noise, but I'm with you, John. I want to see more Nesmith. My only thing with that is that this upcoming game against the Nuggets, that's not ideal, right? I'm talking about games like this against the Wizards, or games like they got a back-to-back against the Hawks. Unleash him. I agree. Get him out there. Get his reps in. I'm with you.
Hawks feels like another 20-minute game if the Nuggets is not, because it's a Tuesday, Wednesday back-to-back. Absolutely. You got 3 and 4 nights there. I can absolutely see some minutes. And again, pick your spots, Josue. I totally agree. But I mean, we put the stat up last game, 2 minutes over 7 games. He plays 28 tonight. Couldn't you have found a way to get 5, 6, 8, and 10 minutes in there? I mean, you're bringing Carson. What is Carson Edwards going to bring you? I mean, I get it. Maybe you have a teeny bit more faith in him now, but you need this wing position. You need it bad. You got to get something out of it off the bench. You have to develop him, and then you have to hope Romeo can do something. You have to do it.
And it's almost unfair to Nesmith for us to, sit up here and criticize, because he goes from a DNP for the last 2 weeks to then playing 30 minutes. We're just supposed to just expect him to just not skip a beat. Like John just said, you got to find a way to get him 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes.
Right.
You can't tell me that they can't find those minutes at the end of the second quarter or, end of the third quarter, something like that, just to get him going a little bit.
He plays better by playing. I agree with this one, Zen. That's what we keep saying.
They don't practice. There's no other place for him to get better.
Right. That's it. That's what we said last show. Yeah.
I've been thinking about this a lot since the last show I was on. And Jimmy, one of the things that he loved to beat me up for was always wanting to have the crowd as a segment on our Garden reports from the Garden.
Oh, God.
It used to drive him crazy. But I'm a big guy for the crowd. And I'm going to tell you, I think this team misses the home crowd. I think, if there were fans at the Garden coming back from this road trip, the fans that are going apeshit in the chat room would be in the stands, and they're going to prop them up. So I think that needs to be said as much as
They'd be hurling items at the team.
Yeah, well, maybe that's what they need, Jimmy. Maybe they need to see their fans boo them off the court because that's how they're playing. We've seen it on all the teams over the years. When the teams don't play, Boston fans are going to kick ass. And I'm going to tell you, the Celtics miss the home crowd.
Yeah, is that a real person?
Dorian Roberts? I'm sure a lot of people miss. A lot of teams miss their home crowds. Obviously, there is an advantage. Boston has a very good home crowd and home court advantage, but they got smoked today in Washington, didn't they?
Yeah, but that's a home game, Jimmy. Josue and I know it. We covered the whole series there. There weren't any Washington fans.
Fine. Well, you know what?
No, it makes a difference, and I think
it does make a difference. But we sit here and talk about it. I mean, it's not.
I know.
Happening.
Look, we heard
soon.
Early bubble when Brown and Tatum and those guys, and they needed that kick in the butt there, and they're like, it doesn't feel like basketball. And we kind of killed them for those comments. We're like, guys, you're professionals, figure it out. It still doesn't change the fact that some people need it, play off of it, feed off of it, and it makes a huge difference in how they come after it. And these guys, as Jalen and Jason, are the types of guys that don't generate that friggin' next level in your face fire on their own. They kind of have their own method about getting after stuff. They absolutely level up with everybody does, but I think it's super important for these guys. I don't disagree there. I think that motivation and that kick in the butt to keep going. The Garden crowd is amazing. I mean, we joked about what Kuzma said in the Lakers game when he was mic'd up, and he's talking about like, oh man, to a teammate, you got to play here. Like, Lakers fans are posers. These guys are friggin' animals. Like, it's a big difference. It's a big difference.
Big difference. Big.
It is.
And especially when you're on a streak like this, when you're really, really down on yourself, they're either going to kick you in the ass or they're going to lift you up, and they're getting either. I just keep seeing the picture of Paul Pierce slapping five. Please just leave it outside my door. I'll get it after the show. But
give the man a tip.
Yeah, let me just go. But anyway, I keep seeing Paul Pierce slapping five with Jason Tatum. I mean, everything about this season is eerie and awkward to me. I don't even enjoy watching it without fans. In the bubble, you knew there were no fans, and the basketball was kick ass. This is bullshit. Like my 6-year-old mini basketball is better than this. This is terrible. And all the threes. Brad's offense sucks, guys. It sucks. As much as you are all talking about the defense because it's uncharacteristic, the offense sucks. Do they call plays? I used to know Doc's plays. That's number one mention of Doc. I used to know Doc's plays. Right here.
Casey Jones is next.
Play. Casey Jones was the perfect player coach for Bill Fitch.
Casey was so chill.